we're back, slight technical difficulty, but y'all, the ignorance, the disrespect. We're not gonna let nobody disrespect our craft.
Especially when they don't know better. You know.
Definitely.
That's like letting my 2-year-old tell me how I should pay my bills. Yeah. Sir, have you looked at a bill?
Do you understand what one is? Like, that was disappointing in a way that, I don't know. I'll probably want to talk more about other stuff I find like that later, like in the future with you guys. Just because, I mean, I get people are very invested in their faith. I get that people are very strong about what they believe, but you can't go tap dancing over shit you don't know what you're talking about. It just doesn't make any sense. Right. Like, it's a no from me. Is it a no from everybody else as well?
Well, it's like we said earlier, we're not knocking on doors telling people to look at their charts or to get into the habit of astrology. I don't go to people who believe in a certain thing and I'm under their comments or whatever they can. Most of, if anything, I try to do exactly what you're seeking to do, what cosmophysicians seek to do, what Erica sought to do, which is to dispel the misconceptions of this art and craft.
Yes.
It's a lot older than people give it credit for. They think it just came out in the hippie ages. I have astrology books that were written in 1910 by respected scientists and doctors of their time that were doing these studies. So it's not just some brand new thing. It constantly goes through ups and downs. It's ruled by Aquarius. Aquarius is sudden changes. So you'll see the craft of astrology everywhere, and then all of a sudden you'll see it nowhere, and then again you'll see it everywhere, and it just constantly does this up and down thing. And we find ourselves in the same position. This is going to be a forever, I believe, you know. Now, when Pluto gets into Aquarius, we may find that it's a little bit more permanent, where astrology makes, you know, finally puts a transformative energy on the people. And thus it remains a lot longer because that's a 19-year stretch, you know. So I hope they have enough fuel in their battery packs because they're going to be making whole albums like that for 20 years.
Listen, I hear you. It's gonna get stronger and longer.
Right. and you know, a lot of things that are obsolete, they disappear. Languages have disappeared. Whole languages, or you know, people don't even know how to say them anymore. Completely gone. Archaic.
Right.
Why does this particular craft always seem to, you know, I know to them they probably consider us like roaches. They won't die. Why won't you die?
Why won't these astrology bitches die?
They say God, even with their own words, can actually be used for the things that we do. You know, they say God has a purpose for everything. You know, everything is necessary. There's a meaning to it all. There's a meaning and a reason why. They'll say it's the devil, well, he made him too. I always throw that out. All of that is necessary and it's made, and it's not going anywhere. It hasn't gone anywhere. It's been used by kings and queens and governments for millennia upon millennia. And we're using what God made. He made planets and stars, and he made them with motions that could be tracked, and he made the earth that we could observe. We're not doing anything special. You know, it's not a magical poof and then it came out of the ground and now we're using it because some genie said, here, I give you the stars. They were already there. We just interpret them. And we may be wrong. That's one thing that I find they can't admit. You know, astrologers will admit that our interpretations can be wrong because we are human.
Right.
The tracking of the planets and the motions aren't wrong. Mercury is where Mercury is in the sky. That's where it is, you know.
Of course.
I'm not powerful enough to move it left or right or back a few degrees. Now, my interpretation may be off. Means I need more studying or more observation of life in order to be as accurate as possible. But we can admit that this isn't something that we believe is the end all be all to everything because, you know, we're human. Like that person wearing spiritual garb from other cultures.
While denouncing spirituality.
Right.
Like, okay, sir, whatever you say. I'm like, seriously, that was interesting to me. That's why I had to put it in your view, because I'm like, I can't be the only one that feels like this.
No.
Definitely not.
So I'm gonna switch it up a little bit for what's next, but wanted to know what you ladies thought about this post that I saw. Now, it is a joke post.
It is. Understood.
However, so it's okay. It can be a joke post. Come on. Why aren't the things stinging? Oh, see? Now I'm doing the wrong thing.
Oh.
Okay, I just wanted to go to the next picture. I can cut that out though. Like, it's okay. So, 8 types of men to avoid, ladies. The Hotep.
Why I got Dr. Umar there?
Because he's King Hotep. He is the nigga that you have to beat on the last level of Hotepery.
Oh, yeah, he could be very Hotepish, but I will put on the record that I have it on good authority. He does actually have the school.
Okay, that makes me feel so much better.
Yeah,
finally,
there are actual people I know that help and assist and bring food and stuff while they're trying to clean it out. It's not as grandiose as he was trying to get and put out there, but he does have a building and he is actually working on it. And yeah, so that I do know. But yes, he's hilarious.
Listen. Let me be the first to say yay to that. But I opened it and was like, okay. So he changed his diet after reading an article about Dr. Sebi. Well, I mean, that's not necessarily a bad thing, but I get it. This is something common with this character.
Right.
Tries to convince you to stop wearing makeup and weave. So, this is interesting. And I want you guys' opinion. I see a lot of that lately. I never have felt like it was appropriate to tell any woman what to do to adorn herself.
Right.
And why anyone who isn't a woman, and I wouldn't take that from another woman either, but what I'm saying is I don't understand why people try to police weave and makeup wearing. Like, I don't quite understand it. It is weird.
And it's impractical. One of the things that gets a man's juices flowing in his natal chart is Neptune.
Yes, with Fantasy Woman.
Neptune is glamour. It is makeup. It's scents and perfumes. It's the fantasy. It's all of these things.
So the highest level of seduction that you can get.
Right. So the whole I have seen that what they're doing is that, and this is still a Neptune thing. It's a Neptune thing, really. They're trying to convince you to stop wearing makeup and weave because they believe that that's a false identity.
Right.
When Neptune and Pisces rules over falsehoods and delusions and things of that matter. So, who is this? A Virgo rising?
Change my diet. Let me tell you, I know better than you. Especially if it's, oh God, something about particulars. I noticed that, have you noticed that a lot of Virgo heavy energy men will say they don't like makeup?
Yeah, I've seen it.
No, I've met
really?
some guys who, you know what, but they have Libra energy too. So I'll say they'll even encourage the shit. Like, honestly.
Okay.
That might be more the Libra more than the Virgo side of it.
I've noticed that at times, or the way I looked at it is too, like, if we were to talk about feminine energy and then like say, okay, that's, I guess, Cancer energy and put that on the ascendant, there would be Virgo in the third house. I hear how some men will say they don't want women speaking in unladylike ways, harsh language, stuff like that. I don't know. I have found that, well, most of the Virgos that I've interacted with had heavy Virgo energy, and then usually some Leo energy too, mostly. But I thought it was interesting that that's just something that's come up a lot for me that I've noticed. I'm like, what is your problem with makeup? Like, women adorn themselves. Get over it.
Yeah, and Virgo is critical anyway. And that's something, these are reasons, particular things like this, why, I've become, how Erica says, a little fatigued with fighting these issues over and over again, is that Virgo Mercury energy anyway is critical. Is what it do.
You know what? Now that you bring it up, like, I don't deal with a lot of Virgos, and it's probably because it falls in my 8th. But yeah, I don't, or at least the men. But my best friend has a Virgo boyfriend, and we were on video chat, and I don't know, she had put the phone down, and I guess he could see me, and me and my friend, we be video chatting each other, looking like shit. It's Sunday, whatever. And he's like, he said something. He's like, are you gonna comb your hair? And I was like, are you gonna fucking, what did I say? I don't remember what I said. I said, are you gonna get a line in and comb your nappy ass hair? I'm like, and the thing was, he literally looks like shit too. You look like you just rolled out of bed and you want to say something about me? I didn't call y'all. Y'all called me. What the fuck? Like, unsolicited opinions all fucking day long. But then he'll sit there and he does police me, because y'all know I love to cuss. I'm potty mouth. That's just what it is. And he's like, do you have to cuss like that? And I'm like, do you have to listen to our conversation? He's like, it's Sunday. I said, I don't give a fuck. Like, I did this every time we talk. This nigga's just on like some other shit. Like, so, and then he gets on her case too, and she's a Sag, so she just ignores him.
That's where
she knows when to ignore him and when to leave. But I'm like, baby, I don't know how you do it, because like me and him, we would have to fight. Why are you even attacking me like this? Like,
because they need something to do. If it's not organizing their own life, it's trying to organize everyone else's, from mannerisms to their routines to their health regimen, and they literally have something to say all the time about something, that they don't really think it's that bad, because they're all like, well, it needs to be spoken about. And
he's like, well, it's true. I'm like, well, if that's the case, I'm finna get on your ass, because you are not without flaw here, sir.
And they're probably hard on themselves too.
I know he is, but shut the fuck
up. That's how it be though.
The Pisces in the 7th house is, when it comes to what other people notice, you don't notice shit about me. I notice everything about you though.
Yeah. That makes sense. I could definitely feel that. And then it says he calls you queen, but low-key forgot your name. I don't have an objection to being called queen, but I do see some spiritual fuckboys out here in these streets that definitely just throw it around like...
There's definitely worse out here, but I feel like the queen thing is played out. It's definitely pandering, especially if they think you're spiritual, because just keep it, man.
Like,
these things get worn out. I agree. It is like pandering,
especially when they get in your inbox to ask you, like, this is usually what they hit you with before they start asking you for stuff they know is a chargeable service. Hey, Queen, how you doing? Can you help me understand my birth chart better for free? And it's not even like, because I know we all do this. We all drop gems. We all, give information freely. But like, what we not about to do is a whole fucking dissertation about your birth chart for 3 hours just because you said hello, Queen. Right. That just seems to be the script that they use. So for me, when I hear it, it's like a red flag. Like, okay, what he about to ask me for? It always follows up. Like,
and then they call you queen, and then so I go, well, I might as well rise to the occasion and act like a queen for real. They don't like that.
Goddess. That's the other one they like to use.
Yeah, you call you that, but when you act accordingly,
right?
God forbid you act like one. But that's
I'm a goddess. Hit my Cash App real quick.
Thank you.
Now I'm a begging ass bitch. Oh.
Not a begging ass bitch though.
Hey man, they flip the switch right quick, and that's again why when I see it, I just be like, okay.
So what do we do with this? What do we do to avoid the Hotep man? Has he ruined it for the actual spiritual man?
In some ways, yes.
The guy who's been saying queen for 15 years, because that's always how he's presented himself.
Right.
And these are the things he's always done. Has this type of behavior ruined it for true spiritual men? Because we got Pisces men out there.
Oh, girl.
That's true.
I don't even want to talk about it. I'll say because I just dealt with a Pisces man. I don't even want to talk about it. But yeah, I wouldn't say it's completely ruined, because the people who are true to it, they're not gonna switch up. It's really a matter of time, because these niggas always expose themselves pretty quickly, actually. You can tell when it's a front, but it's so common nowadays because spirituality and all this other stuff is so, or I wouldn't say sensationalized, but, mainstream, that is just, I hear it more often than not. And if it's not that, it's the Christian, the religious type, like what we watched earlier.
I gotcha. I feel like it taints it a bit, because you'll be less likely, I guess, in a lot of cases to respond to someone. Because, you might be like, oh, they just on that bullshit. But,
yeah, I never want to, demonize, a whole group of people, because I know there's always an exception to the rule. Right. But, yeah, as far as the Hotep, I can spot them a mile away, especially on social media. So.
Yeah, and I would recommend for any woman who comes across this type of hotepery, hoteperism, give it just some time. These are the ones that you're patient with. And this is a Saturn thing, so here goes a Capricorn energy telling you to wait. When you come across the ultra spiritual, I'm holding space for you, let me insert the yoni egg, that type of give it some time.
Did you just say
she said let me insert the yoni egg? Yeah, she did.
Oh my god, I'm sick.
Like you said, they give up this act pretty quickly because it's hard to maintain. It's hard in that type of a fantasy world where, you're soft spoken all the time if it's not your nature. You're giving if it's not your nature. You're freedom loving if it's not your nature. Then they will reveal themselves, as Erica said, if you give it some time. Wait it out. And it does not take long. She was right about that. I dealt with the same thing with a Pisces who was acting like they were into everything I was into. And I was like, it was like my mirror, right? Oh, so you do, you know about this, and being very open. And it took about 6 months before all of a sudden those conversations ceased to happen, unless I was initiating them. And then they were half engaged with. So yes, for that type of individual, patience. Saturn, all yay for Saturn with these types. Saturn them.
Absolutely.
Slow down, take that time. I feel you. And ladies, what we have next is the woman hater.
Oh God.
The man baby.
Yes.
The grown ass fucking baby. That's what this is.
Yes. Yeah. And you know what's interesting about this? Because since it says refers to women as females, the woman hater is usually the only sort of man I'll refer to as a male. Because I don't like women just referred to simply as females. There's something very reductive about that. Like, It doesn't sit right with me for some reason. I don't know. It never it's improper, first of all, because I'm a woman. I'm a female human, an adult female human being, which equals being a woman, you know? So it's funny because as soon as I hear somebody talking like that. When they're
talking down or when you're
these females I'm like, oh God, okay, I can't even listen to what you're saying now.
Yeah, you lost me. And nothing is ever his fault. Don't take accountability. It's because his fucking mama didn't teach him how. You see, either these types of men here, they either hate women. It really is surrounded around mommy issues, in my opinion, because they just either their mom coddled them so much and did so much for them that no woman can measure up, and now they're just like, you know, their perpetual just baby. He probably still lives with her. What do you call that shit? These types of men tend to deal with that emotional incest. Yeah, or his mom was like straight up a piece of work, and it made him hate women, and he treats women like how he saw his mom treated, or he just projects how he feels about his mother onto women. That's this nigga right here.
Yeah, these ones for the Capricorn energy that they need, because you mentioned the mother issues. This is the opposition. This is them, all that Cancer energy and not enough Capricorn energy, which is the balance. I would recommend these ones need restrictions like a motherfucker. All that giving into their requests, no matter how slight, they'll do things like they use it in salesman tactics and stuff. It's like a bait and switch type of deal. They'll ask you, "Can I borrow your car?" And you'd be like, "No, I don't really want you to borrow my car." "Oh, that's cool. Can I get $5 then?" "Oh, well, at least you're not asking me for the car." You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then if you say no, he'd be like, "Fine, bitch."
Change their ways in that way by using that nurturing tactic, by using that coddling they got from their mother, or lack of mother being there, that there was no discipline or consequences that were implemented in their life. So if you find that you're coming across, and the thing is that I've also witnessed men come out of this when they are properly disciplined by the people they're interacting with. It'll leave you very lonely when everyone's shutting your shit down, you know, telling you that shit's not going to work. You're going to be all by yourself. You're not getting this. You're not getting that. You have to learn how to show some respect and putting your foot down, which is a very Capricorn thing to do to a person who has an issue with women, right?
Yeah.
I've seen some men, not a lot.
I don't know. To me, this kind of just screams Chiron and Cancer.
Yeah, this one.
Or South Node in Cancer.
Yeah, this particular, you know, it deals with narcissism. Very much so. And it can come from, and the other side of it though too as well is that they've received too much discipline.
Yes, and they're bucking against it.
It was a piece of work, whether she was absent or she was completely strict, and there was no nurturing whatsoever. In which they tend to fall into a victimhood for many of their adult lives. But there's many attributes to this type of. This is a little deeper than the Hotep guy who's just putting on a facade to get into your pants. You know what I mean?
This
brings a lot more than that.
So it could be dangerous.
Yeah, it's a little bit more dangerous because it's subtle. And it doesn't happen it doesn't happen in your face. You know, you don't always spot them. If they're dealing with you, you don't always spot them.
It can come out later.
Treat others.
Yes, you see it through their actions.
Target. You won't see it because they have so much women energy, so much feminine energy to the abusive side of their nature, that they use that with us. And of course, we have an affinity towards it because we're women all the time.
Right.
You know. But yeah, that one is tricky, and there's many attributes that go into how to avoid this particular individual. You know,
Ooh, you gotta
one
be on the
keyword would be
lookout.
don't date Future. Well,
Definitely don't date Future.
Y'all see how many kids he got. The next lady.
I don't know. If you want a headache, but I guess you want some money. I don't know. I don't get it, but that's just me.
Yeah, men like this, they tend to keep women around even though they don't like them, which is fucking wild to me.
They like pussy. They don't like women. See, there's a difference.
You're right.
And they like different, interchangeable pussy. That's how I'm taking it.
Just get a pocket pussy. You can get as many as you want. They come in all different sizes, shapes, colors. Like you can get the Astro Glide, you can get the KY. Like,
drive, though.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, is this not an X-rated podcast?
No, you can listen. No, I said pussy, so you can say whatever.
Okay, I'm just okay. Yeah, just stay away from these types.
Yeah, I would stay away. You think you can beat them? That one's a tough cookie, boy.
Because the only thing that can help him at that point is intense therapy.
Yeah, so let the therapist help him fight his demons. Don't you do that.
Yeah.
Because men that don't like to see women enjoy themselves. There's going to be too much. If he don't like to see women enjoy themselves, and I've met some men like this, is like, damn, like we can't do anything, even if it doesn't involve them.
Why? Where does that,
Many times. I went swimming. Look at this, talking about cancer, and I was in the pool. Everyone's in a bathing suit, having a barbecue. I'm with the kids swimming in the pool. And, there was drinking involved and stuff. But when we get out of the pool, I mean, he was absolutely furious. And guess what he was furious about, y'all?
What?
I was wearing a bathing suit.
What was you supposed to wear in the pool?
Sweatpants and a t-shirt, I suppose. But even that was to my body. Who knows? You saw me.
Was not everybody wearing a bathing suit though? Like, I'm very confused.
Yes, because I was wearing a bathing suit and I did it so that other people could see me.
Not because you were swimming.
With our friends and family all in bathing suits. Yes. There's no beating that.
No.
There's no beating that. Just let that.
Yeah, like you listen, and unfortunately, this just rings familiar for so many reasons, and so many people that I know have said the same thing. I have my best friend. I'm gonna have her come up here one time, y'all. It was like I couldn't enjoy. She realized she wasn't allowed to enjoy anything because of the paranoia of her old mate. Oh, you don't go in there. They looking at you. What are them people over there looking at? Like, she can answer for anybody else's actions just because they happen to be at a gas station. It looks like that person's getting gas. Why are you making it have anything to do with you? Like, what does it have to do with me? Oh, I'm not allowed to wear tights outside because some random person somewhere we may be might glance in my direction, and you'll be like, why are they looking at you? Even though they're probably looking over here because you're staring at them. Like, do you understand? Like, just it's crazy. Some people are just I don't even know what to call that psychologically. We're gonna have to ask somebody who specifically studies those types of disorders.
Yeah, I was gonna say it sounds like it might be a multiple.
Yeah, like that's a lot going on, sir. Like I'm gonna need you not. So, but the next one, the Instagram honey. Sorry.
Not repost his own TikToks with him squinting in the.
Yes, get it, Marie. The lip bite. Gotta bite the lip. Gotta bite the lip, y'all. Gotta bite the lip. Text back days late. Oh Lord. So it's funny. Like, I feel like a lot of people may not get offended at getting texts back late if you know a person and you know that just happens and they're busy. But when it's a dude that like kind of comes on strong at one point and then it's like,
then it's just cold turkey
because he busy pursing his lips on Instagram. It doesn't really make you feel good. Like, my bad, I was asleep, and then for 3 days.
Oh, like that's basically saying, "Oh, my bad, you weren't a priority," which is fine.
Just
but
say that.
it's like he went out of his way to let you know that, like. My bad. Like you could have just just don't.
You can't change a tire. You said.
Yeah, it says can't change a tire on there.
Oh my God.
Who hates doing dirty work, handwork, dirty work, anything having to do with that type? There's actually 2 signs in particular that do that. Cancers, they don't like getting their hands dirty, and it's usually Cancer risings.
Got you.
And Libra. Yeah, Libras don't like doing a lot of work like that. So this guy could be like a Libra rising Cancer.
Oh, I wouldn't like it. I wouldn't like either. I don't know. I just can't with Cancer sun men.
These ones, this is for fun. Like
I know.
I'm saying he's like, for anybody who wants to believe that they can snag this type of
the Instagram money
and hold him, he's gonna be mine.
He's definitely got to be.
They're having a Neptune moment if they think that's complete illusion.
Yeah. I'm like, he's got to be like a Libra rising or something, because your lips always like you sound like all you're good for is looking at. Like you can't change a tire. Like you just on Instagram all the time. Like okay, just become a model and be done with it, please.
Right. Yeah, this one is ready when he's ready.
I think he'll be easiest to avoid. What do you guys think?
You want to have fun? Sure, you're gonna get the best 5 minutes of your life, but after that, anything long term, this screams insecurities to me. Like no security, no foundation, and I can't personally. And look at me, this is my Capricorn nature coming out. Security means everything to me. I need all that whimsical shit. After a minute, shut the fuck up and stop playing. It's not funny anymore.
Show me some.
That's why I get the Libra rising that you said, because that superficiality is apparent. Libra can be very superficial. I get it. Listen.
I heard the men are the worst.
The fuckboy. Were we talking about the archetype for fuckboy before at any point, you guys? Did I just make that conversation up in my Mercury and Pisces head?
Yes, you did, but I'm here for it though.
Right.
But this kind of goes to what I was saying earlier, kind of about the Virgo Libra. Like they want you to do that too. They don't care about nothing else except appearances if they're dark-sided. So like you could be a piece of shit as a person as long as you look and smell good. Like, come on.
I can hear the men right now. It's like I could feel it in the back of my neck already. They haven't even typed yet. They're gonna type. He's just talking about men, and we're not all like that.
Like if you can't take this,
like, come on, sir. You
and
know
then,
what
like,
we're talking about though is your homeboy.
I mean, it is Mercury retrograde in Libra. This is us reviewing things not to do. So, catch us on the next one where we're talking about positive traits.
Right. Okay.
I'm with you. Yeah, we're definitely reviewing what not to do in relationships. Stay clear of the IG hoe. That's what it should say. The IG hoe.
Yeah, it shouldn't even be honey. He's community,
we kind of
honey.
turned it into that, didn't we? We saw these and we're all like, yeah, no, this is what you do with this one. Stay away from this one. This one need help.
It's like, I understand. Like, if you're bored and literally that's it, and you need somebody to talk to, this is your guy. But like, don't take anything that he says seriously. I wouldn't, put too much stock into that. And when he don't text back, don't take it personally.
No, right.
Don't even save his number in your phone. Who this?
Yeah, enjoy yourself. And that's the thing. The whole Mercury retrograde in Libra having to do with what people believe their relationship should go, or what it really means, or how deep it really is. I've done it myself, so I understand. really a lot of the times it would be my fault for believing something that was clearly right in front of me, telling me, fuck no, this is not what it is.
Mm-hmm.
You know, you're saying that just because you guys fuck 5 times a week and he takes you out to dinner, that you guys are now a couple and stuff, and you feel some type of way because you see him with another girl, but he literally tells you, you know, I'm not interested in a relationship. I just want to have fun with you.
Believe him when he tell you.
I'm still seeing other people, and you keep believing that, you know, you have the pussy cut from diamonds, which you may very well have. But when it comes to his synastry, it don't mean shit because he's got a lot of pussies cut from diamonds.
Quantity over quality, baby. He filling in that little black book, as they call it.
Yeah,
that's his mission, and you got to accept that.
Right.
So he can't help you no way. Like, do you really want a man that can't even change your tires? Like, he literally is not good for anything. But like, you want to like that.
He good for this.
And again, our Capricorn energy is like, yeah, that's cute, but
right,
our bills are due.
So,
the kids have not eaten.
My Libra rising self just got all intrigued when Marie did that. Like,
I find it hilarious.
So y'all can see how I could got caught up.
Yeah.
That shit is funny. I'd be like, did you just bite your lower lip? Are you serious?
Like me with my Virgo moon, I'd be like, what's wrong with you? Like, are you okay? Like,
listen, Pisces men do that shit too.
I've seen it. Especially the wet lip thing. Like, why you look like you got on lip gloss? Like the whole like.
I have a quick story for y'all. I have been a serial monogamist until I was 34. And when I was 34, I said, fuck it, I'm going to date. I've never dated a bunch of people, not been connected, because I've always been attached to somebody since I was 14 years old. This Pisces man, this beautiful chocolate Pisces man who was 6'5", had a beautiful body, rode a motorcycle. On the hottest day of the year, he tells me he's going to come over. I'm like, it's hot out. I won't want you. He comes to my door. I felt like I was in a movie. I come down the steps. Yes. I open the door. He is standing there. It was like slow motion, but it wasn't. Like, this was in real time. He moves his dreads. Like, just, and they were so beautiful. And he's dripping in sweat. Bitch. And then his head was down. So, like, when I'm coming up, he's pulling. That look Marie did, and he bit his lip and looked, and I'm like,
that's how I got caught up with that Pisces. Literally, it's like this nigga rode in on a fucking chariot, like a fucking cloud chariot or some shit. Like, I remember the exact moment I fucking saw it. I wasn't even fucking checking for this nigga. Like, it's literally like a movie, like you said. Like, how do you just float into the room like that?
I don't know how he did it. And his chart is heavy Pisces.
And like you said, just the dripping sweat and the being sexy without even trying. I hate them. Like, oh.
I was legitimately, I remember I was on the phone, and when I got to, I was like, and I said what I was thinking out loud. He did not show up at my house looking that delicious. I'm going to have to call you back. And I just was like, I was ashamed of myself afterwards. Like, he was,
you know better.
I do, but do you know how they say mermaids like supposed to like lure you into
there
your
are
mermen?
Yes, the niggas is sirens too, and I think that's where we get caught up.
Honey then got us into this whole. I'm just sitting there listening to the story like, what happened next though?
What happened? Oh, okay, so.
Flip to the next motherfucker.
I know. Okay. All right. We'll talk about that one day.
I'm gonna have to give y'all the tea because I'm like, Janae, your story sounds too similar to mine. We're gonna have to talk about that after the recording go off.
We can actually do an episode that talks about interesting things that have happened in passing and people that you've dealt with, because that's a story. I actually blogged about it a long time ago.
Y'all bring up all them memories.
Sorry,
them bitches.
Let me move forward. I'm so sorry. Oh my God, the got it out the mud bae thinks you're ambitious as fuck. Well, I mean,
dealing with us.
Yeah, I mean, it's Cap energy.
Because he ain't never had shit.
Yeah.
Like, literally, this kind of those, these can be the uncultured people who haven't really been anywhere outside of their city, unless it's like Miami or some shit like that. Not knocking people that, you know, don't want to travel like that, but That's why he thinks you're so great because and ambitious and all this stuff, and why he eats cereal with a fucking fork. Like, why don't you have any spoons? You eating cereal out of a cup? I've done that before, but I was like a kid. Like, what? You mean just like every? Oh my god! You know what?
These ones have a hard time taking any type of failure.
Yeah.
I find that even though they overcome obstacles, because that's how they define themselves. You know, they define themselves by overcoming obstacles. You know, they just can't take that one more. It's like one more obstacle would be the straw on the camel's back.
Right.
You know, I've seen the got it out the mud go straight explosive and just be like, fuck it, what did I do all this for? It's just gonna end up here. And you're
just gonna leave like everybody else.
Just order another sandwich. They'll put the mayonnaise on that one. Like, it's okay that this one wasn't made the way you wanted it.
Yeah, don't throw the towel in on life over this.
You know, they're very hard, very aggressive.
And these are the types when they do come into some money. These are the hood rich type of guys.
Know how to act.
Yeah, they got all types of expensive cars, rims, designer clothes, bottles, shit like that, but they don't own anything.
I have literally watched people of this type come into large sums of money. Mm-hmm. And this is the issue. The girl or the woman that's with these particular type may in fact be business minded, typically tries to seek out those that are organizers or, you know, can manage and handle things, handle pressure and things while he out here getting it for us, you know, whatever. That she'll have goals for when they do come into the large sum of money. She'll be like, we're going to buy a store. We're going to sell this. You won't have to be out in the streets anymore. And he will give the whole like, hell yeah, that's what we're going to do. But just like Erica said, as soon as they get it, they want what they've never had before. It's like trying to heal childhood trauma. They never got that Tonka truck for Christmas. So now they want a Hummer when they get the money instead of investing it in something that's going to continue to make them more money. Or they wanted to be the person because they had to ask for help or they didn't ask for help. Now they're just giving their money away to everyone and everything that can say, can I get $1? Can I get this? My rent ain't paid. My bills ain't due. My car note done. My child trying to go to college. And they like, yeah, I got you.
Like, damn, what you do?
Got that big money. You know what I'm saying? That's what we do out here. All gone in a matter of months.
Some income tax ballers here.
Yes. Yes.
Let me flip your tax return.
And them not knowing how to communicate is what adds to a lot of it, because like Marie was saying, with all the filling in for the childhood traumas, etc., this isn't the person likely to talk about a lot of those things. So you wouldn't even be able to easily connect the dots. Ooh, Lord.
Yeah. He don't know how, because probably his upbringing was a whole bunch of people cussing each other out and just fighting and shit. Like, it's just dysfunction, you know, all the way around. So all he knows how to do is shut down.
Yep. And stay there too. You never see them get past their level of success. Goes as far as the limits of their imagination. And that's why you see where they imagine themselves to be and all that glamour and superficiality. It never goes. It never seems to go past that. That's what they always bring. Even when they lose it all and get it back again, it goes right back. It's like getting out of prison and picking up where you left off. You know, it goes right back to where it was.
Yeah.
And to push past that barrier is a very difficult thing. I mean, these ones, though, can take good advice because they're so headstrong about being successful, about not being in poverty, that with the correct person and with their ability to be open-minded, let us say that they're on a great progression day, you know, or they're having a great transit, or they've evolved just slightly where they lost it all and now they have it again. They don't want to do it again anymore. A woman can definitely get him to invest in his businesses and become legit. You know, they're not as bad as the mommy issue one.
Yeah, I think the key with this one is he has to want it on his own. If he's showing you that he's actively going for it, it might be workable. Right. It might be, but you know, I feel like these types also kind of like they have a certain mentality, so they're just gonna keep certain things about them.
Yeah.
From like, I'm trying to word this correctly because I don't want to be offensive. Yes, it's like I said, it kind of plays into the hood rich kind of scenario again, like where that whole thing, you can take a person out the hood, but you can't take the hood out of that person. You have to be in acceptance with that as well.
Right, exactly. I get it. But the cereal with the fork, though.
Yeah, because I don't want to make it seem like it's a cultural thing. It's not.
Right.
With that mentality, just know that that's something that may come with it.
Right.
Right.
No cereal with forks either, y'all. The fan.
Oh my God, these motherfuckers.
The annoying ass nigga.
Yes.
Truly irritating.
Yeah, in everyone's DMs and comments. Yep. I'm beginning to picture this. Never takes the hint. Oh my God, that is the worst.
And the more you ignore him, the more he pursues you.
Right. Extra friendly motherfucker too.
Sends everybody.
Addicted to chase. As soon as you show him attention, he's uninterested. I'm getting Libra fuckboy men vibes from this too, in a way. Just okay.
I don't know. I would say those that are actually addicted to the chase.
Aries.
Not that part. Aries. I'm sorry, but yeah, the Aries. Yeah, that makes sense.
Aries. It's giving Aries Gemini.
Yeah, I could see that too. But the in everyone's comments and stuff, and then the sends every woman's pics to the group chat. Maybe it's some other aspects in some of these Libra males I know's charts, but ma'ams, beware of those that are addicted to the chase. But as soon as you show them attention, they're out. There's never going to be anything that good comes to that. Like, never. Like, just please know that off top. Like, y'all. Like, seriously. Whew.
And and I know how this is because my Venus is in Aries. I get
I'll be right back. Party.
I really do.
No problem. Okay. But with your Venus in Aries, I could dig it.
I'm like, I truly do get it. It's like, as soon as we got it, we don't fucking want it. So, and some people are not. If you're not self-aware, you're just gonna be out here doing shit, and it's really annoying. And you create enemies doing that as well, you know, because especially if there are people that think that you're serious and really invested into you or whatever, and it's like, well, you just did all this shit, and now you're like, it's confusing.
It can be definitely.
Yeah. Never takes the hint, which again adds to the confusion because it's like, if I keep telling you no thank you, or I can always leave you on read.
I think that's what caught me. I was thinking Libra rising because, okay, first of all, some people think that with that energy that have the fuckboy essence to it, they don't think that there's no way that they can't charm themselves into something because they're used to having certain results. Like, this is like, you know what I mean? When they're used to having certain results, especially when it comes to having that with women, it's like, what? Like, how could you not be charmed by me? But I see that.
And you know what we're saying. Yeah, it's like the first couple, it's like, yeah, that's annoying. But that last one, send every woman's pics to the group chat. That's a no. That's why.
Listen, I have had this thing that I have realized for a long time about men in groups. I don't want to say all, but there is a certain air of impressing other men that is somehow a little weird. Because to me, you want to be looked at, favorably by the members of your peer group. I get it, right? Men like seeing women in naked positions. I get it. But like, this doesn't really, that's not ethical really, or that's not
and
integrous.
That's what it's like for me, especially if she sends it to you in confidence. The last thing, I'm like, well, they might look at it different. I'm like, what if I put your dick pic in the fucking group chat?
They might like that.
Probably, yeah. They're like, yeah, free advertisement. Cool. Like, okay, never mind. I don't know. Like, just like screenshot you in general. Just sharing something that somebody gave to you in private. And
that's not cool.
For you, that's not okay.
Just so that like you can add to the content in the group chat and get pat on the back by other men. Okay.
Yeah.
All right, so I guess
these type are collectors too. I know some. They trade women's pics like trading cards, and they treat it like that. They will know every Instagram model, porn star's name by heart, what she does, what scenes she's been in, and who she's been with, and they will trade videos and pictures, and they treat it like a collector's edition.
That's just so weird.
Yu-Gi-Oh, Pokemon,
right? Like
I choose you today.
Straight up.
That just gave me icky vibes. I don't like it. Not that we're liking a lot of this. Pat, please avoid. Everybody, just avoid. Oh, okay.
Yeah,
the
we ain't have to spend too much on him.
We know we not gonna have to spend that much time with this guy because the social media pastor.
Who they talking about? Derek Jackson?
Hey, that nigga been real quiet lately.
You know what? I have been watching and still just following just because I'm curious and a bit nosy. And it's just like he's back to just, asking commentary from relationship memes.
Oh, okay.
From what I can see. But
yeah, it's like after that scandal, I didn't really hear much after that. So I'm like, I guess he crawled back into his little hole so he can
I gotta get me a Salvation helmet then. That shit look like it worked.
Stop.
Where
you talking about her little bonnet or her beret? I'm sorry, it wasn't a bonnet.
Right.
It looked like one.
It did.
It really did. I'm like, sis, we could have did better than that.
Yeah, I couldn't have been on that live holding his hand while that was, but that's, oh God. So many conversations to have, lady. I see now we need to be responding to stuff that's going on out in the world as well. So yeah, I'm going to keep that in mind for, going forward because there's a lot going on that can be spoken on. But I know a couple social media pastors, see them in passing and try to just avoid interaction as much as possible. What does that say? Currently posting quotes from relationship goals from Pastor Todd. Oh, is that another pastor that got caught? I don't keep up with all the pastors because
I don't know him. I don't know him.
I think I heard about him in passing. Oh yes, please tell us who this is. Since they decided to use his picture.
It's quite a few. Shit. You got Pastor Todd Smith, Lifer, Bean White. I guess it's the author. Let's see. Todd White is an American pastor and evangelist, senior pastor, blah, 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 blah. He got some YouTube videos, but I'm not clicking on none of them.
She said I'm not giving you no views.
You ain't finna mess up my YouTube suggestions.
Because you already know what's going to happen.
Yes.
Well, your whole thing will change. But it deletes his Instagram stories from the club every Sunday morning. Well, that's bold. I think a lot of them won't necessarily post them, but I have seen this kind of thing.
They will be there, though. Best and believe.
Yeah.
They're like, oh, I'm coming to show support or whatever the fuck. Like, they'll never just say they're there for them because that's against God's blah, blah, blah. So I'm just gonna save face and say I'm here to show support or spread God's word.
You there to support something? That's not what you're saying. Do you think that outfit is appropriate? Would be something this dude would say, apparently.
Do you think that outfit is appropriate? Looking like an IKEA desk cloth display.
Where's a
Definitely looks like one. Sir.
Looks like something I put on the kitchen table when I'm trying to sell a house.
It is, it's giving picnic, but that we should be having the picnic on him.
But see, that's the thing. This just goes to prove. They say that stuff, and then we respond in kind. You know, we'll say something to that extent, whatever the case is. And they're wholly offended.
This is the type.
I don't see the correlation between you just did the same thing.
These are also the types that touch you inappropriately, and I don't mean like full on like grab your titty, but like
the little neck thing where they put their fingers here.
Yes, or
yeah.
Y'all remember Aretha Franklin's funeral, I believe it was.
Mm-hmm.
With Ariana Grande and how she was being groped.
Yes.
That.
Yes.
Yeah, don't do that. And it's clearly it's walking the fine line of sexual assault, and they do it often. They do it often because of their status and because people just let them get away with it. And these types feel like they can get any woman they want because of their position, and most women are on them, at least the church women are. Yes. So they also have power issues or control issues if they can't control, and it's like very covert. Like you have to know them on a personal level to really see it, or behind not even on a personal level, but just behind closed doors,
right?
And who's gonna believe you because he's a Christian man? He's a man of God.
Never.
Yeah.
Right.
So yeah, we definitely ain't gotta spend too much time on him. Please.
Yeah, I don't like these type whatsoever because of that covert shit and the fact that they will make you look like you're the crazy person. It just gives me, you know, he raped me and no one believes you, and now you're going into the whole you're just one of the Me Too people and you know, the child abusers and things. All of that just triggers me there. You know,
yes.
Where I just don't like dealing with anyone who tries to project themselves as being so wholly good. It just gives me an idea that maybe
I'm like, okay, so you're the devil. Got it.
Yeah. You're the devil, basically, sir. Listen, I know that we probably don't have to worry about him. Because we don't have to worry about his 5 women in rotation at the congregation, because this would not be somebody that would be on our radar anyway. But for those who it would be, just saying, peep game. Peep game, because no, absolutely fucking not. As I'm sure we were all thinking. We didn't even give much time to him because, you know, but the money man, this is what I was waiting to get to.
I think this one is the most tolerable out of all of them, honestly.
Yes. We sitting there like, well, there's nothing wrong with him.
He's annoying. He's a little irritating, but if you let him talk or like just tune him out, like for me anyway, that works for me. You boring as fuck. You got all this money, so this means that you don't do shit but work and go home because you don't have a fucking social life because you're hard to like. Buys you an LLC over a Chanel bag, again, he's buying you shit like this because there's no other way that you would
Is fuck with him because he's Capricorn so fucking... to you guys? Like,
oh yes, it's definitely Capricorn. Thinks his career is a personality. Capricorn rising. All right. He thinks his career is a personality trait. Oh man. Rich Dad Poor Dad. See, who wrote that?
I honestly have never read it.
I read it. It's common sense.
What is this? Personal finance. Of course.
And you know what? I'm just going to put this disclaimer out here dealing with this one because, like I said, I can feel men's asses itching right now. Oh, so when you get to the money man, it's all good. But what about the one that probably needed support and help and understanding? And they have to understand where this is coming from Capricorn heavy energy women.
Women, right? Yeah.
This is also like, you're asking us to do something that a licensed professional should be doing. I don't see anything here that requires a medical professional. Okay? Like, he's just...
he's just boring.
Yeah, he's money. Just, he's a bore, and he sounds like an old man that just, really ain't got nothing to do, really, except
Mr.
work
Benz.
and go home. Like I said, he's the most tolerable out of all these because he doesn't really even sound problematic. But I will say with these types, again, they can be controlling, especially if they're funding something for you.
Yeah, right.
You should be your father. He's literally going to act like...
Oh, wait, you faded for a moment. I couldn't hear you.
Be one of them really controlling. Oh, I'm sorry. What was I saying? He could be super controlling and basically play daddy. Now you're not on the screen.
No. I know. I just turned my video off for a little bit, but I couldn't hear you for a minute.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, these types here, you really gotta tread really carefully, especially like if they paying your rent or some shit. Because the moment you do something that they don't like, they're gonna snatch the rug right from under your ass. So you really gotta be careful. And I think that's why they're on there. I don't know why they didn't mention that in this list. Because they didn't really list anything problematic, but that can be things that come with this type of man, especially a man who feels like his money is everything, and that's how he got you and all this other stuff. Like he's that carrot at the end of the stick type of deal.
Yeah, these ones they border on two spectrums. You have that, like you said, what you should be careful of those that take it to the deep end. It's kind of like the negative side of the Capricorn energy.
Yep.
Where the positive side of it, which it starts in the middle, you can see that they tend to have a controlling nature because they want to know what you're doing with money, what's going on in your life, what do you have going. If you have a tendency to love order, discipline, and tradition, if you're a traditional type of woman, then the attributes they listed fit with his kind of stature and his demeanor. Right. He wants a traditional type of woman.
Yeah, he does.
And that doesn't mean you can't have things of yourself. And the only reason I mention that is even in my own relationships, in my own relationship right now, I tend to take on a more traditional woman role. Mm-hmm. It doesn't mean that obviously I'm free to be myself and do the things I want to do, but to be irresponsible, flighty, indecisive, unorganized, not on top of my own business, not striving for something and being just as ambitious or putting something, ahead where I'm taking care of the security of my household and future is a no-go. Like, It's just not acceptable. And some women may want to be in a relationship where they can take moments and breaks from being responsible 24/7. You're not doing that with this type.
No.
You're going to be responsible all the time because time is money. Every penny counts and everything you do has to be in some kind of structured order, because especially if they did it without you and you find them, girl, if you're going to be the one to lose it. And I don't have any problem with that because as this Capricorn stellium, I build something, you be damned if I let a nigga lose it. So
yeah.
I build something up and you try to come and be like, you ain't finna lose this for me as hard as I work to get it. So I share the sentiment on that, but Erica's also right. The other end of that is that this can be someone who got to this position because he's ruthless. Being ruthless comes with that energy as well. A lot of
sometimes they can be
money people. The top of the chart, the highest aspiration in the natural order of the wheel is Capricorn, and it's ruthlessness. You know, how do they treat their social networks and their social engagements? It's Scorpio in the 11th house. You know, you fuck with them, they will crush you. And if they're trying to get somewhere, they will crush you because you in the way. You know, so if you're the type of woman that cherishes more sentimentality, am I saying that right? Being sentimental.
I think you had it right.
Right. Being extra nurturing. They tend to be too busy. They're not overtly emotional. So if you're gonna get, they'll come. They want solutions rather than just venting. You know,
yeah.
That you got a problem. If you just want to whine about it, you better.
Yeah.
He's gonna give you a fucking solution, even if you didn't want it. I just wanted you to hear me. Well, I don't want to hear this.
He's like, I got some money to fix that for you, but I really don't want to hear that shit. Like,
I don't want to hear this shit. Are we fixing it or not?
You need me to pay for a therapist, boo? Yeah, he'll do that.
Just as long as shit's getting taken care of.
Capricorns would find this type problematic because they would share a lot of the same sentiments if they were the single woman who had built and made money, who was looking to be in a relationship. There would be a sense of wanting to be in control because you don't want to lose your security on behalf of someone, even if you do love them. And you would be in the point of maintaining and keeping what you've acquired. That whole Taurus in the 5th house. I don't want to lose that. So you may also have the I'm boring. All I do is go to work. All I do is work on my business. All I do is marketing and networking and selling it. And then I come home. I don't have time to go out unless, is there some money to be made if I'm going out? You know?
We got to schedule this.
Right. So, of course, for anybody who doesn't understand why the rest of them are flighty and show problems with security, dealing with Capricorn heavy women, no. We don't want to fix you.
No.
We don't want to be your therapist. You should be nurturing. You should be there. We will be the anchor.
Period.
We will be and we'll make sure that you don't lose what you acquired.
Say that.
Yeah. You know? Do you guys feel like the Susie Homemaker types at all?
It's weird.
I would say yes and no.
It's like a yes and no for me too, because if there's a certain amount of security that's present from the male essence in the home, like I feel like your femininity unleashes, but I still have drive and passions to be able to do, you know, things that make me feel accomplished. And like, I like working and putting things together and piecing them together and creating things. As long as that spirit's still there, it's fine. But no, I do kind of like get what Maria's saying, because that traditionality, did I just make up a word? Like, it's very attractive to someone who is like security. Like, why would you not want that? I understand that that's a part that I could play without a problem, as long as there is security and needs met and things taken care of. So, yeah.
Yeah, I would say the same for me. My passions aren't killed. I don't have to give up the things I love. It aligns with the nature of our household. You know, look at what we're doing right now. This aligns with the type of things that I want to do,
right?
Which isn't a problem, you know. So in a sense, I read this and I damn near go, "That's me."
Right?
Exactly.
You know, I'm all like, I'm a money woman. I'm boring. I buy you a business before I buy you a Rolex. You know?
Yeah, like, man, please buy my LLC. Please buy this domain, because this domain is fucking expensive as shit. Like,
okay.
Yeah, go ahead and do that, big pimping. I don't need no Chanel, but I'll buy that. That'll be residual, you know.
Right.
That's later on down the line. I'll buy myself that. You give me that. You give me the legal stuff. Get me started.
I think that's why we resonated with it.
Like you pulled this up, it might as well have had our picture.
Yeah. Even the first time I read this, I was thinking like, I don't. Besides entitled.
I mean, so there's one sort of entitled that is definitely not something anybody likes to experience. You know, when a person is essentially, they haven't put in any work, but feel entitled to the spoils of those, that people get that do the work. That's a lot different than, I know how hard I've worked, so this is what I feel the spoils should be. I guess entitled just has a negative connotation in general, but...
Well, for these types, he might feel like he shouldn't have to work for you because he already worked for the money, which is supposed to attract you, so he doesn't want to... He feels like he shouldn't have to do anything outside of that.
I could
like,
see
that's
that.
what y'all women want, right? Money, here you go. Like, I don't want to have to do emotional labor. I don't want to necessarily do the family thing all the time. So they could be, they just feel like you should just want them because they're providing financially, and then that's it.
And I think that,
and you should fall in line and do.
It's a traditional role,
right?
It is a traditional
Saturn
role.
ruled.
The women typically in the past would care for young children until they were of comprehension age, and then now dad's taking them fishing and hunting type of deal, just to use a cliche.
Right.
When it comes to any type of emotional stuff, they're like, go talk to your girlfriends or your mom about that. This is the traditional role. So if you're into, I would say, the Virgo rising type of issues, and see, there's a lot of Virgo risings in the United States because the ascension, it rises longer. They believe in equality in relationships, which is why they would have a problem even being this man, and the women would have a problem being that traditional woman, because what I put in, it should be equal. I work, you work. I pay half. Those are your 50-50.
50-50.
Right.
Oh my fucking.
And
oh
I'm not
Lord,
into 50-50s because I don't believe that men and women are equal in all areas of life. And this isn't to say that we can't do what they do. I'm not jumping.
No, I know what you mean.
Soapbox there with that. But what I mean is that we've been given certain special gifts and talents as a woman that make us women that men don't have, that make us more equipped to do certain duties when it comes to the home or family or protection and security than a man can. There have been plenty of times that, and I'm sure everyone else can think of relationships they've been in where you saw something your man didn't see.
True.
You're aware, you listen, or you hear, you're just intuitive, your empathetic nature comes out, and you're all like, yo, something's not right, I heard this, you didn't really analyze this, but they said this, if you look between the lines. Women can just do that. We're natural fucking investigators. That's the whole, as Cancer, Scorpio in the 5th house.
Yeah.
Natural fucking investigators. We have that gift. A man is just like, what?
Yeah, men don't care about the details.
So when it comes to being equal in that instance, I have to literally be your eyes, ears, and presence on a regular basis. That means opening your energy field 24/7 around your family, where he could just close it off, because you have to deal with that. You have to listen to all the chatter that's going on around you, paying attention to your neighborhood environment, people that walk in and out of your house. That's a lot of energy expended there. I don't know if anybody's ever done a reading or a psychic reading or a tarot reading or any kind of form of divination where you are using your womanly powers to try to figure out what's going on in someone's life, and you have to open up that door that floods in all that bullshit.
Yes. That
you have to sift them through. And then you're just like, that's it. I'm not on social media. Don't call me for a week. My phone's going off.
I'm drained.
I need to rejuvenate.
Yeah.
Yep.
So in a sense, coming back to where maybe the Virgo energy wouldn't appreciate that one has more of a dominance in a certain area over the other, I don't particularly mind. Yes, if you feel that you're providing all the protection, you're going to kill all the spiders when you see them if they're above me or something.
That's big.
That is big.
Go to the front door with the gun so that I can go get the kids hidden in the basement. Whatever the case is, if that is your job and duty to do that, and you're providing and you don't want to do anything else, it's fine by me, because I'm not going to take over your job. So
I don't want your job, sir.
Do well, I don't want you to take those. Fuck you, make me useless. I will gladly take the provider in order for me to excel where I'm good at.
Right.
As a woman and a mother and a wife and a lover and a friend. Because, even when it comes to relationships, women take care of not just their families, but other families as well. We're the ears for a sister, the ears for a friend. Men ain't doing that shit. They're not trying to sit there and keep their families together. They're just like, I ain't got time to deal with that shit. Don't call me. So we spend a lot, and I want to be able to do that. Really. I want the energy to be a fucking woman with a foul fucking mouth.
Yes.
Period.
I agree. So we all resonated with the money man for way longer and for a lot of different reasons, and felt him more positive of these listed than anyone else. And I mean, Marie said people might get butthurt, but I mean, I think we've explained that.
If you don't, if you know, you know.
Right.
Yeah, our energy definitely resonates with this, and it shows.
Yeah.
It definitely shows.
And he's wearing black. And he's a black man. If that
yes.
Capricorn,
we was yes, ma'am. You see how things be lining up, and there's only one of these left. So let's see how we feel about this one.
Okay, who's this?
The manipulator. This I thought was important to talk about because, well, you can tell, doesn't want a relationship but wants exclusivity. And to break that down even further, doesn't want exclusivity as far as him being exclusively with you, but you being
cannot have
with him.
Oh,
exactly. Let's be clear.
Again, just got through dealing with this type, and I'm triggered because.
Aww.
No, not like triggered like in a bad way, because I knew from the jump what it was, and I already know. It's just frustrating to deal with because when you say out the gate that this is what I actually ask them what they want first, so I can compartmentalize. And if you tell me you don't want a relationship, you're automatically in the friend pile, or probably nothing. I probably don't even want to do that. But if I'm attracted to you, we probably, I'm still conflicted on that. I'm still dealing with that. But for the most part, I'll be like, okay, well, he's just good for fun. So if you keep trying to slide in these other things, which again, I think I have way better boundaries than I used to, because I would always tell him oh, that's, you want to do that, that's relationship shit. This is relationship shit too. And he's like, come on, really? Yes, really. Don't respect your time. That's a big one too. So a big thing with that, when you guys make plans, this is not no random shit you trying to pop up. This is when he hits you up, what you doing on this day? We get it all together, and in that day, either you don't hear anything from them, or it's just always something coming up. That's the time waster right there.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Doesn't respect your time. You're the only one. They'll tell that
you're the only one I deal with.
Baby, I don't know who was believing that lie.
Especially when they said they didn't want a relationship. What's the difference?
That was the dead giveaway.
Right.
That was the dead giveaway. Does boyfriend things but doesn't want to be. Again, and I had to sit here and explain this to him. I'm like, you saying you don't want to do all this shit. I mean, you said you don't want a relationship, but I literally had to itemize it. I'm like, you want to go on dates. You're calling me every day. You're asking me for favors that are not friendship favors.
Come on now, sir.
Right.
How is this not a relationship to you? I had to explain to somebody else, you saying you don't want to get married, but you guys know each other's social security number. You guys live together. You're paying bills and splitting bills together. You're fucking married.
Right.
The contract, the 7th house, like Marie always says.
Yep.
Listen,
Your
a wedding
married.
didn't have to happen for that contract to be entered into necessarily.
Yeah, I find that the manipulator causes a lot of problems. He's the person who brings out women chasing. Like,
and there ain't nothing wrong with that. It's
I've obviously been handled by a manipulator before, and you don't even realize that you're fucking chasing. You know, I hate that shit when you finally realize, what the fuck am I trying to convince you that this is what it is, and we're doing it, and yet you're gaslighting me, saying it's not. You know,
right?
You know, but then, like I said, with these type is when they say it, believe them, and don't expect anymore.
Yeah, and they're always going to give. They're always going to try to get more from you than they're giving, because
right. And
that's just the name of the game.
What that requires. You're not in a relationship. Well, no, you don't. I don't get to answer your phone calls every time you call. You know, I'm not available for this date. No, I'm not going to do these things unless we're working towards exclusive. I'm gonna fuck up word. Goddamn Mercury retrograde.
You was on the right path, though. I felt it.
You know what word I was gonna use, though. That word.
She said exclusivity.
Be exclusive. You know.
Yeah, like this nigga literally. Like, I remember this our original conversation very vividly, as far as him saying he didn't want a relationship. So I'm like, cool. I'm not even gonna save your number in my phone. And he had noticed it one day and got upset. Why?
Right.
You see me driving another man's car. Why are you mad? You know, what's another thing he did? Oh, he came out and he was like, well, I changed my mind. I want a relationship now. No, the fuck you don't. No, you don't. No, sir.
Want you to cut off all your resources and your fun and your potential good mates that you could be finding, so that.
And I'm like, nah. I'm like, and then I hit him. I'm like, I like what we got right now.
Right.
That never works with them.
But they hit us with that all the time. I like what we're doing right now. What are we doing?
Right.
You're providing dick on a consistent basis, and you're eye candy in other instances. Like, that's all it is. Oh, you don't like being reduced to that? Wow.
To being a fuck buddy.
Yeah.
Wow. No, they hate that shit. Oh my God. When you actually treat this is why they fake relationships, because being treated like a sexual object don't feel good to anybody.
No.
Right.
No.
They get treated like it. Fuck it.
Yeah, this is the relationship faker here. The guy that like, fake his emotions, be like, oh my God. What they be saying?
This until I met you.
Oh, now I'm triggered.
Oh my gosh.
I am. And I feel like this one can interweave into the other. There can be some of him sprinkled in some of the ones we've discussed. So it's like,
and this is definitely dark side of Pisces.
Except for our Capricorn man, right?
Yes. We're going to leave our Capricorn man alone. That one, the money.
It's a whole lot of talking and getting into your mind. And the moment that you ask for action, they're just fucking pissed off. And they want to be
pissed off, and they turn into ghosts.
All he is action.
Yes.
He don't even talk. All he is action.
He just
Thank you. Put your money where your mouth is, literally.
Right.
Oh my God. See, I loved how we went through all those. I didn't even know how that was going to go. It just tickled me. And I was like,
it did. I like stuff like this. For real.
It definitely tickled me. I have something else to show y'all. Just a second. I got to pull that up. But yeah, ma'am, y'all, thank you. Because I was about to be like, when I was reading these, I was laughing, of course, but I saw where it would fit into some of these things going on with Libra season. Because, I mean, yeah, the relationship together is a focus right now. And then we know everybody's like clamoring about Mercury retrograde. And has this one been interesting for y'all?
Absolutely.
Yeah. I love it. That was perfect. And I think that also it should be helpful. It gives a perspective. You know, I'm sure this has been shared before, but I don't think that we hear the reasons why certain women would go and choose the man that we would say we would choose. When they think that it's just superficial, we want the bag. And actually hearing that there exists women who enjoy being women who enjoy their ability to use those skills and powers. You know, I like running my household. I'm queen of this bitch. Empress, okay? What goes on in here gets done when I say it. Now, out in the world, I'm like, hey, where your protection at, nigga? I'm out here, you know? But, I find it comforting to even speak to the both of you and realize that we share the same sentiments, you know, because I guess you could say that we're not the normal. I mean, we're normal in some sense as to we've dealt with all the fuck motherfuckers there. But
right.
But our reasonings and what we've learned and what we've accepted from dealing with all those.
Yeah.
Here, you know, I don't think we did a lot of man blaming. We just did a lot of observation and what we went through when we should have known or we had to learn to know to make better decisions.
I agree.
I normally hear these type of things where people are talking about men, and it is a straight male bash fiasco. I
didn't want none of that.
I don't never want anybody to feel like we're bashing.
Analyze the negative traits and why they would be negative traits, and to be aware of that that was awesome.
Is there a positive version of that?
You know what? I don't know.
I would love to go through that one. Or, you know, like maybe not tonight, but
I know
like
what
just
you
in
mean.
the future, like, you know, just so we can have that duality and, you know, again, show people the better aspects of these archetypes.
The good stuff. So it don't seem like we hating. I'm not hating. I'm
not. Again, it's just retrograde season. We just trying to help our sisters out here because myself included, like I had to really like bring it in and be like, wow, I really gotta let this person go. Like, this is toxic. I know it's toxic, but I
feel you.
It can be exciting, you know what I'm saying, or whatever we're trying to get out of it, but it's like really.
And I love that she said toxic. Did Nia come in? Hi, baby girl.
This is our fourth Capricorn. You want to say hi?
Hey, the goats.
Hi,
baby.
You doing good? I like your glasses.
Thank you.
We are glassed up, honey.
Good.
Oh, she had to come get that love.
Yes.
This is precious.
Stay tuned, y'all. You don't want to miss what we talk about next. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and hit the notification bell so that you'll know exactly when I post a new video or go live. And thank you so much for tuning in.